Hola, and welcome to Slowpoke Travel. This is Buck, and this is
Camera girl.
Watch out for your string. It's going to be hitting your thingamabob. You're going to have to put it behind your neck, or we're already going to have sound issues. Let's see, I got to put mine on.
I'm blaming it on the heat. The heat.
Alrighty. So it is the middle of the day. Yeah. It is 12:30, and it is almost 100 degrees.
Almost
here.
100 degrees?
Sure, what is it, 97 or 98?
Oh, I guess it is, but without the humidity.
No humidity, and we are going to walk around the Guadalupe neighborhood here in San Miguel de Allende, which is one of our favorite neighborhoods. This is Gil's Tienda.
We can't see the door.
Where we like to shop. I don't know why she's going the wrong way.
Oh.
But she'll come around. This here's Gil's Tienda. And one of our favorite places to get coffee right here, La Mancha. Oh, lo siento, perdón. There's a coffee or a chocolate place that's open over there. But anyway, we'll walk away from the more commercial area. There's not much of a commercial area in Guadalupe. But this little pocket of restaurants and coffee shops is the place we like to hang out. But Guadalupe is a very popular neighborhood with expats. It's kind of a mixture of expats and locals. And it's kind of quiet relative to some other areas in San Miguel. And there's some nice places to eat. I'm looking for another place we like. Oh, camera girl's pointing out a mural. There's lots of murals and art and interesting things to see.
That's one of the things we love about this neighborhood.
In Guadalupe. It's just a really nice place to walk around. This here is a good sandwich place, I think. It doesn't look like much, but isn't this where Fantasma Pero is?
Yes.
But I guess it's closed on the weekend.
And they give part of their proceeds to the Humane Society.
But you got to watch out. You know, I always say watch out when you're walking around in Mexico, because a lot of the streets look just like this here, just cobblestones. And the sidewalks are very uneven. What's funny is that I kind of almost busted my ass at the house the other day. I came out of the door. Well, the thing is, we like to leave one of the doors open so that the little kitty cat can go out on the patio and look out at the world. He can't get outside of the patio. So we leave the front door open to the outer terrace. Alrighty, and you're going to hear lots of noise in this video because I'm trying to incorporate more natural sounds, and hopefully it won't be too much. So, but we'll see what happens.
Murals. I thought we were going for the streets with the murals.
Well, I'll follow you at this point. I was trying to get away from that traffic.
Oh.
But also we want to see the murals. But I was telling the story of my foot.
Oh, are you talking about wearing underwear and being self-conscious?
I'm about to get to that part.
I'm sorry. Did I jump the gun?
Yeah. But I was pointing out how treacherous walking around Mexico can be.
And because you keep affirming it, it was a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah. So I was trying to close the door where we were living, but I just had my underwear on because it's hot. So I just walk around the house in my undies, looking all hot and sexy all the time. But I was trying to reach out and get the door and close the door in my underwear without displaying myself to too many people in the general population.
Because you were afraid there'd be a mad dash.
Yeah.
Hey, kombucha.
But anyway, I sort of fell. I sort of lost my balance and tumbled out the door, and I landed on my foot. And I smacked the bottom of my foot so hard. And I thought, man, that is going to bruise. But then camera girl and I, we were on our way out the door to go for a walk. So I just put on my socks and shoes and went for a walk. And my foot was bugging me a little bit. But I was dealing with it. And so we walked up to the dam. We went walking for a couple of miles, and then we ended up at La Mancha Coffee Shop. And then when I was ready to leave there, my foot, I stood up, and just my foot hurt so bad. But it didn't hurt so bad that I couldn't walk. So I hobbled home without much of a problem. And then we went out on the back and we played dominoes for about an hour. And then when I got up from the dominoes game to come inside, I couldn't walk. I could not put any weight on my foot. So I had to lean on camera girl just to make it back into the house. And I walked the rest of the day with a stick. I had a cane to support my leg because it couldn't hold any weight. And the next day I was really stumbling around. And that was like 4 days ago.
2 days ago.
And now I'm kind of back to normal. I'm hobbling around a little bit, but for the most part, I'm my old self. But I guess I just bruised the bottom of my foot pretty badly. Although it didn't swell and it didn't get discolored. But I tell you see a lot of people around here walking with canes and crutches and boots on their feet. And I was almost one of those people. So if my foot hadn't healed on its own here, I would have had to go to the hospital. That was Tuesday. And now here it is Friday, and I'm just walking around, no problema. But we went out this morning and had breakfast with some folks. And they were telling us about all the trauma and accidents and tragedy that they've had to deal with this week. They've fallen down one time, and one of them stabbed themselves and was bleeding out. And what else? Okay. That's just part of being in Mexico. You're going to almost die every time you turn around.
All right. Again, self-fulfilling prophecy.
You're going to be breaking bones, or you're going to be bleeding out somehow or other.
Heavens. Drama queen.
Is there a turn up here to the right? Yeah, there is up here.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So like this here, I don't know if we're heading north or south or east or west. I don't really know.
We're heading north.
I haven't really, what's the word? When you fix yourself on the globe?
You act
orientated.
Okay.
I haven't oriented myself with north and south and east and west and all that. When we're in the United States, I know where the oceans are. I know where everything is, so I could just fix myself, with those east and west directions. But here I don't know. But I do know that we're heading toward the Arroyo right now. Look at this little shop right here. There's all kinds of shops and grocery stores and tiendas and little places you can poke your head into and buy groceries or buy a pop or a sandwich or fruit. That's why Mexico is so walkable, or at least in the towns, because folks will just open up a little store. If there's a need, somebody will fill it. And I guess it's easy to do. I guess it's not that complicated. But one thing I want to talk about is the noise. I always talk about the noise in Mexico, but we've been experiencing fireworks, the whole time we've been at the house sit. But I'm not used to them this early in the morning. We've had fireworks at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Probably as many mornings as not, which seems a little unusual to me. Do we hear fireworks more in the morning or more at night?
Lately, more in the morning.
I know, isn't that crazy? Like you get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, as soon as it gets light out. and it's fireworks going off. And it's not like there's anything to see. I mean, they're shooting off fireworks and cannons during the day. It's daylight.
Well, they're having a little party before they have to go to work.
But see lots of beetles around here. I mentioned that in another video. And they're actually Volkswagen Beetles that people are using. They're not classic cars from a classic car show. These are just old-timey Beetles that people are using. Oh, I feel like I almost lost it there. Here's a little corner grocery.
Buenas tardes.
We talk about the murals of Guadalupe. I haven't been showing you very many of them, but there are lots of them. But it seems like there's a lot more cars.
Seems like a what?
Around today. There's a lot more traffic. You know, I kind of wanted to shoot back here in the Guadalupe area and walk around and do this podcast because I didn't think it would be very noisy. But it is Friday, and I think there's going to be a big parade or festival this weekend, isn't there?
I can't remember if it's this weekend or not.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, I'm sure there's something going to be going on. But one thing is for sure is we're going to hear fireworks tonight and tomorrow morning. What, do you want to stop in the little coffee place and get a tart?
Maybe we just pass it and say hello.
Okay, do we want to walk down, where are we going to? Are we going to the chicken place?
Oh, I thought we had decided not to because we walked away from it. You want to go to the chicken place, Polio?
Oh, do you just want to get on the main road with the murals and head back?
We can do that.
Okay, let's do that so we can get some more mural action. Oh.
Well, we definitely get some cheap heat therapy. You know, we complain about being in Florida and going from air-conditioned place to air-conditioned place in the summer. We aren't doing it here. We are persevering. Although you notice I try to find any shade I can. But I tell you what, you want to act about it, you want to act like it's so treacherous, but I just do think having a walkable community where you can just find a lot of services, that's just fantastic. That's ideal for where I want to be if we set down any roots.
Well, this is one of the main stretches down in Guadalupe that has a lot of murals on it.
Yeah, these aren't necessarily my favorite, but there are a lot on this street. And there is a variety. That one is with the skeleton of things.
Oh, I didn't even know this is the little skeleton dog.
Of the skeleton dog and the skeleton hummingbirds. Yeah. It's just a variety. Just all the vivid colors and patterns are great. But yeah, they said it has been a little extra hot the last couple of years.
Yeah. In fact, the people we're house sitting for are talking about getting another air conditioner for downstairs. And some other folks we talked to are thinking about not even being here next summer because it's going to be so hot. Oops.
Yeah.
I almost busted my ass right there.
Yeah, no bumps are marked here. I think we've said that enough times in the video.
Yeah.
See, they just have all kinds of interesting perspectives on their murals, in their murals.
This one always makes me think of Jimmy Stewart. Does anybody else see that? You know, it's crazy. Well, I think almost everybody that watches my videos knows who Jimmy Stewart is. But it's probably disturbing how many people don't know who Jimmy Stewart is. You know, I was looking at an old trailer the other day for a movie called Fire Creek, starring Henry Fonda and Jimmy Stewart. It's one of my favorite Jimmy Stewart movies. It's called Fire Creek. It's an old Western. And I bet a lot of people aren't familiar with it. This here is kind of like a, what are they called? Lucheros? A Mexican wrestler? We actually saw a wrestling rink set up on the side of the street the other day. And there were some folks wrestling. They had an ambulance off to the side in case there was an accident. We didn't stay and watch the wrestling though. Because, you know, I would have probably
had to jump
got
into
my blood
the ring.
going. Yeah, you know, if we'd have stayed too long, I would have jumped into the ring. And you see a lot of Marys, Mother Marys on the sides of houses.
So when we cross the bridge, it's officially a different neighborhood.
Yeah, I think once you cross over out of here, you're out of Guadalupe. I don't know what this neighborhood is. Do you want to go get ice cream? Around the corner? It's not too far. What do you think? Sound like a good idea or no? You could say no. This here is the arroyo, which we have been told can actually fill up with water. Although I can't imagine it at this point, because we have only seen rain one day the whole time we've been here, although we got a sprinkling one evening. And the forecast for later in this week is for rain, but I've been told that that forecast is based on historic data. So if you look at the forecast, it looks like it might be getting rainier and it might be getting cooler, but the reality is every day it's been in the mid to high 90s with no rain in sight, and it's been like that for 6 weeks now. So super duper dry. And we were looking at the forecast for Cuenca, and the high today in Cuenca was 75 in Cuenca, Ecuador, and lows in the 50s. So pretty much the same weather year-round there, which is very pleasant. You know, I mentioned in a video we did from Cuenca, Ecuador, how people call it the city of eternal spring.
Yeah.
When places have mild weather, you know, they say that about Medellin, Colombia. I guess a lot of Ecuadorial places are areas with that kind of mid-70s weather and a little cooler. They call it cities of eternal spring, and I always think of them as cities of eternal fall because they can be downright chilly.
Yeah.
But chilly sounds pretty good right now. Eternal fall sounds kind of appealing, because what is this? This is it feels like the city of eternal. Goddamn, I need a glass of water.
All right.
Where's the shade? The city of eternal. Where the hell's the shade?
Well, maybe. But you know what? We, who can eat everything in sight, heat sort of takes the punch out of your appetite a lot.
Does it? Then why are we putting on weight?
I'm not putting on weight.
Oh, okay. You maintaining?
Compared to what I was in Florida, I'm lower.
On the other side of this street, what is this? This is Calzado Luz, or no, Calzado Aurora?
Calzada de la Aurora.
Which is basically Calle Aurora?
Yeah.
Aurora Street. And is it Guadalupe neighborhood on the left-hand side of the street, or is that a different neighborhood?
See, I just haven't paid enough attention. We spend a lot of time here, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, anyway, Aurora is one of the more commercial roads in Guadalupe. And we come along here and we buy some baked goods every now and then. And we like to buy some rotisserie chickens every now and then. And we've also, there's a paleta shop that we like to go down here and get paletas. And now we've discovered an ice cream shop where we like to get ice creams.
Ooh, we like the
There's
breakfast
a
place
breakfast
down
spot
there.
down in this little hole.
Yeah.
But there's all kinds of holes and places where you can eat. I think, where do we get the Asian food? Right over there at
That's back there.
Qingdong?
It's right at the edge of the bridge. And right here, where Kubler elves live,
Huh?
Keebler elves live.
I actually looked this up on the internet, and this is an Airbnb, and it's about $200 a night. Well, this was probably a very bumpy and too noisy walk around Guadalupe. But hopefully there'll be some scenes and imagery and something that'll be in here that'll make it semi-entertaining and hopefully a little bit informative. But it's too noisy back there along that stretch of highway. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it short right here and then see if any of this works. So I hope you're having a great weekend. Thanks for watching our stuff. I'm telling them it's too noisy out here, and then I got to go get ice cream. So say adios.
Adios.
All right. Adios, and we'll talk to you later. Alrighty, it's ice cream time.